Yo, what's good? It's your boy Seanjones, representing Debonair Millionaires. I've been gone for a minute, but I'm back. I got some subjects and I want to talk about that. Today's topic today is something highly important and it's overlooked. Before you put that status on Facebook or Instagram or whatever y'all do to let everybody know that you're in a relationship with this person, you should have this conversation. All right, these are the 8 things that I believe you should go over with your partner before you choose a partner. Okay. All right, here we go. Yo, what's good, man? Hey, I've been going for a minute, been traveling for a second, and been getting, little life stuff be going. But anyway, so I'm usually a finance guy, but today, I'm bringing out the relationships things out that I think people should, kind of put into their repertoire before they get into something serious. I think it's something that's just highly overlooked, and I think a video need to be made about this type of thing, right? And this is the subject of what you should question that person you're about to get serious with. No matter if you're getting married or if this just a life partner of yours, you know what I'm saying? If you're about to take somebody serious, these 8 questions is something you should know. You should ask them before you even try to step in, try to move in with them. All right, so go ahead, leave that like, get her a follow. All right, so the first one's least important, while the last is most important, just so I can, hold your viewer attention. You know what I'm saying? I'm still a content creator out here, but anyway. So number one is your communication style. And I'm not just talking about how you talk, and I'm not talking about maybe you from Cali and then they talking about from New Orleans or something. The accent difference, like y'all talk different or something. Even y'all can be from different countries. Like that's not even just it, right? But I'm talking about your love language too. You think about that? Like maybe this person needs gifts to think that you love them. It's something to just talk about. First of all, it's not even something bad to talk about. It's good for the elimination process too. Like, why waste your time? Number two, I know for sure y'all not talking about this financial goals, and I'm not talking about future financial goals. All right, that's that's partially some of y'all talk about that, but mostly y'all don't talk about the goals that y'all got right now. Okay, and I'm talking about what you got right now, what's in your pocket right now. Most people are ashamed of what they got. It's a lot, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of fakers out here. They don't want to talk about the finances. Let's talk about everything else but the finance. They overlook them things, don't want to talk about it. But this is something that you learn about a person when you find out how they spend their money, what they spend their money on. It's some things you find out. And I gotta go, but not even just that, but like, okay, so how you gonna really trust this person? Number one, if you don't know where their finances are, right? If you don't know completely how they get money or where their money is from, or if it's something that you want to have a lifetime partner with, it's just something that you should be a little, something to talk about before. Now I know some people gonna say they just lied about their finances anyway. They had some old thing going on, blah blah blah, and I'm like, yeah, I get that, but it's good to at least start the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Don't just run into it. Start that conversation. You gotta know how things are going. You gotta know. You gotta know because sometimes you could be on the bad end of that stick and not know it. Okay, so you should know what kind of deal you're gonna get into. If this is a life partner you're trying to get with, why would you know? All right, so number three, family planning. All right, so this one hits me hard, like, cause all of these I've gone through. This is why I can even bring this list to you. Number one, and everything that I bring to you, I've actually experienced. Okay, so I'm not gonna bring something to you that I didn't go through. All right, so number three. All right, so number three, family planning. Right, so imagine that you and her have a child. Before that, y'all was all good. You know what I'm saying? Got to travel the world and all this other stuff, and now y'all got the child. With it's a brand new person, and then now this person is now turned 9 years old, and now they're starting to watch certain stuff on television, and your wife is like, hey, you know what, let's get him a cell phone, and you're like, you know what, I don't believe in cell phones. No, 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 no. But they need a cell phone. They need a cell phone because I need to call them. And you're like, no, I don't think that I want them to really be involved in that sources of media that I don't agree. But the thing is that they didn't talk about that. And it starts a rift between them in their relationship. of how they raise their child. So family planning is not only just okay, where do we see ourselves at, but how do we see us raising kids? How do we have our pets? How where do we want to live at? How do we want to live? Maybe this person likes being near the snow. Maybe this person likes traveling a lot. Think of family planning as like family structure, right? In a structure, you have your establishment, right? So this is where you establish your roles, what you are in that house, what you supposed to do, all right? As long as you do what you supposed to do, how can you fail, right? This is where you figure out which role you play in that house, which role they play. And if they fall off a little bit, it's like, yo, you agreed to that. But it's backwards when you don't talk about that. If you never establish that, how can you have order? You know what I'm saying? Like you're going to get dismatched if you're never gonna talk about it. How you even establish anything in the first place? How you get a plan started in the first place? Think about that. All right, number four, career ambitions. So I was in the military, right? And I seen a lot of people who got married, and then you got to move somewhere about every 3 years. Kind of get used to that, right? So move over to the next country, and their relationship goes into kaput. I seen that a lot. I seen that a lot. Because maybe that person wasn't prepared to think about, okay, maybe they'll go to a place that's cool, maybe they're not, they'll leave their family. Do I really want to go with this person? Like, are they gonna understand? There's a lot of communication that does not happen between people when it comes to their career ambitions. Sometimes some people are so ambitious that whatever you want does not matter. They'll take that trip to Afghanistan and be married, but this is not just military people. This is regular people. Sometimes that guy who started in the mailroom who wants to be the vice president, there's no stopping him, and he's willing to go from Wisconsin to Tacoma, and living. And you don't want to live in Tacoma, but he wants to live in Tacoma, So that ends that relationship, you know things like that happen every day. And if you don't know what their career ambitions, or if they tell you in the beginning what their career ambitions were and they wasn't true at all, and you see that, hey, they're just still there on the couch, it's like, hey, what? It's just questions you should really ask yourself, ask them, where do you see yourself? Okay. And if they don't have anything, that's something that's really should concern you. And if you don't have anything, that should concern yourself. All right, so number five, lifestyle preferences. All right, this is a wide open one right here. All right, so we're gonna take it from just travel, right? Say this person loves to travel, they got dreams to see the world, right? But they don't want to get on a plane. Like, you think about that. That actually happens. People don't want to get on a train. They don't want to go on a long trip. And then think about, have you ever gone on a trip with them? Like, think about that. Is it that fun? Let them, what do they do on the trip? Are y'all gonna have? Are y'all even gonna have? Are y'all compatible on this trip? Right? So think about that stuff. And not only just that lifestyle. Think about sexually. Think about that. Think about that. Do y'all, whatever this person likes to do may not be the things that you like to do. But let me tell you this, if that person does not get that sexual thing from you, there's a void there. There's a void. There's a void. There's always going to be a void. So you need to really, ask yourself, are you willing to do whatever that person wants to do? And if you're not, then hey, man, but it's something, again, to talk about, because you need to know where the voids will be, and you need to know if you can fill that person's voids. That's what the point of a life partner is. Like, their lifestyle choices makes a difference in yours. All right, so you need to know. Okay, so think about it again. Maybe they love to go out. They're a social butterfly, but you're not a person. You're a bookworm. You don't want to go out, but you don't want to see them go out. So now you're stopping them. You think that's fair to them? That's fair to their character? You should have found that before. All right, and then you should have known that they're gonna be that type of person. You should have asked that question. All right, so number six, health and wellness. All right, so first year, y'all together, y'all, bodies look the same. Second year, you start to notice they starting to gang. Third year, you wondering like, whoa, I didn't remember this person. Is that the same? Yeah. But you feel me, right? Like you feel me. Like you gotta know their ambitions of where they want to take their health and wellness. Maybe they care, maybe they don't care. Maybe I'm just saying, like if you're gonna choose for this person to be a life partner, like you want them to live as long as possible, right? So go ahead and let them know, like, hey man, you had a plan, we had a plan, let's stick to that. It's mutual support, it's mutual respect. You keep them being healthy, you keep them living a great life. All right, so health and wellness matters, but that's not just physical. I mean mental too. You gotta watch them. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they're going through something that you just can tell there's something different, and it's catastrophic because you can tell how they're looking. You know, you can hear it in their voice. So you have to be there for them mentally also. All right, and that goes for also spiritually. All right. A lot of people don't even talk about their spiritual, like what do they believe in? Like a lot of people don't even know what they believe in anymore. I will say this, man. It is best to know what people do believe in spiritually. It's really important. If you don't know what a person believes in, because their beliefs come out when something catastrophic comes out, that's what do you do? All right, so number 7, personal growth. All right, so looking into their own personal goals. You already know their relationship goals with you, but do you know their personal goals? Now I'll ask you, how do you support somebody or know that you can support somebody if you do not know their interest, their own personal interests? Like if you don't know what makes them click, how do you know what makes them happy? How do you encourage them to continue to do what they always love to do? You have to ask these questions. And not only after you ask those questions of your partner, ask that of yourself. Ask yourself and your partner, what do you intend to provide for this world? What are you going to give? And then ask yourself, can you support them? Can you encourage them? Is it moral for you to encourage them to do whatever they're doing? Do you actually support that? Learning another person's personal goals is probably one of the most powerful things because then you know how to support them. And that's all a person really wants. Sometimes that's all they need. Last but not least, past experiences. Now, I know a lot of people may be like, why does it matter about the past? We're going into the future. Like, we don't have to talk about the past. But if you think about it, the person that's standing in front of you or the person that you're looking at in the mirror, that's what made you. Your past. The experiences that you had is what made you to the collective person that you are today. So it's hard to say that that does not matter. Even if it's something that you're ashamed of, it's better to be accepted in the end by your partner than to always be ashamed of what you've done in the past. People will accept what you accept. Now, if you can't accept it, so yes, I get it. I understand. These are topics of discussions that sometimes people aren't willing to have. But think about this. If they're not willing to have it, maybe they didn't think about it. People who know what they want out of life don't have a problem with talking about it. So just think of it yourself. If not even just for them, answer these questions for yourself. When you know what you want, life seems to happen your way because you're looking for it to happen that way. Now, I'm not saying everything that you want will happen, but it's best to have a plan. That way, you know which way to go. Now, I know that these questions are somewhat detailed and a little bit serious, but you got to think about it. If you don't ask, how will you ever know? How will you ever be prepared for the things that they don't show? You know? With that being said, all right, it's best to go ahead and wash that dirty laundry with the person that you're with. If you're gonna do it like that. Now, I will say also, please keep it to a person that you can trust. All right, don't just talk about this stuff with anybody. Talk about with the people that you want in your life. Okay, that special someone. All right. But if you found this video to be helpful, you want to join the Debonair Millionaires team, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and like this video. Maybe even share it. You know what I'm saying? So I can get some more hits, baby. All right. So I'm out. This is all I got for you today. Holla.